She talks about how some patients assume that therapists have the answers and we simply aren't telling them, that we are being withholding. But we aren't out to torture people. We hesitate to give answers not only because patients don't really want to hear them, but also because they often misconstrue what they hear. Most important, we want to support their independence. And so she's talking about her role as a therapist and what she must do when patients come to her with the assumption that that she is there to give them answers. And she clarifies that here, that that's really not her role. And I found this to be so in my own experience of therapy. When I started off with therapy, I was like, what is she going to tell me that I really don't know myself, or I can't think it out for myself? And my own experience of therapy was not so much what she told me, but really what I told her, in the sense that the process of telling and the process of grieving that she helped me to go through was extremely valuable to me. And I think to have that space where one can go and be uninhibited both in what one is saying and how one is saying it, and maybe crying through the process of saying it, to be able to have that safe space is extremely important. And I got lucky that I found a therapist who supported me through that process. And so it's not really about coming out with answers and saying, I've got it figured out now, but really to go through the pain that is there and to visit it and to allow that pain to wash away once, then a second time, then a third time, until perhaps it's not there anymore, or it's there at a level at which you can handle it and you can recognize it for what it is. And then you have the tools to work with it. So the therapist then provides you with tools. And the tools often are very simple. They are one of observation and staying with something, and staying with what your body is telling you. For instance, this is something that my therapist told me: listen to what your body is telling you, and work from there. So, or stay with what the body is telling you. And I found that to be extremely valuable. It's not so much about, a whole bunch of mind tricks that you need to do in order to counter the mind and the way it works, but really to bring back to what's happening in the body, the energy that's flowing through it, and bring one's attention and observation to that, and to stay with it until that passes through, until it has served its purpose and it's not there anymore. And then maybe it comes back again in a wave, in which case you do the same process and allow it to pass through.